this last week sort of dawned on me. I've been thinking, life's funny. You have these long periods of time where things just go along.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got slow change. And culture is like this too. You know, you got these, but then there's these moments where everything changes.
You think
And it
everything's
seems like it's gone
yeah.
really fast.
unglued, no stability. Yeah.
Well, the last, year, I guess 10, 11 months, it seems like every day is one of those
Absolutely.
moments where everything changes.
Yeah.
You adapt to the new normal, and then tomorrow there's a new
You
normal.
wake up and someone's got a new
Yeah.
new message out there for you.
By the way, I can't stand the phrase "new normal."
Yeah, I'm
Anyway,
like that too.
That's
Yeah.
commentary for another time. We got a little taste of the new normal this past week with our podcast.
Right.
We recorded our podcast. I thought it was a good show. I didn't see anything in it
About the gospel.
about
Right.
the gospel. I didn't see anything offensive at all. But Facebook, I guess the Facebook algorithm computer machines didn't like it.
Person
They
who
told
wrote
me,
it.
yeah. They said if I wanted to promote that podcast, I had to put a warning label on it that it contained sensitive information that might offend somebody.
Right.
So
Yeah, the gospel message.
I know we're censoring political speech now. I heard about that.
Yeah.
I didn't know it had bled over into censoring religious speech too. But
Isn't that the same thing that Sanhedrin said to Jesus?
yeah,
Yeah, they told him to be quiet,
Hey,
didn't they?
this is sensitive
Well,
material that's going to offend some people. And it did. It got him crucified.
yeah.
Yeah. Paul, Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got him put in prison.
Yeah.
Well, I was pretty upset about it. I'm not gonna lie about it. I try not to let things bother me. You know, I didn't argue with Facebook
Right.
because who is Facebook? First of all, I didn't even know what is that. Is it a computer or I don't even know what it is. But that's kind of like arguing with a tree stump or a fence post or something. But I was kind of upset about it.
Right.
Actually, one of our listeners brought out a good point to me. Brett, shout out to Brett. He's gone away to camp, officer training for the National Guard. He brought out a good point to me. He said, Revelations, if you read through Revelations, it can be a little bit hard to understand. Well, that's because Christians were being censored in the first century. They couldn't talk about these things, so they kind of had to write that letter
Had
in
a code, didn't it?
Yeah.
Had a little code to it.
I thought that was a pretty good point. But another one of our listeners online put that podcast out on Facebook and asked the folks if they thought it was offensive. And I was kind of opining a little bit on censorship. And one gentleman there commented on our Facebook post. He said, you got to keep in mind that the gospel made it around the world and back many times, long before social media ever existed.
That's right.
It's a good thought.
Yeah,
I thought that was
is
a good point
thought.
too.
Very good point.
We can do it with or without them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Either way. Yeah. We were talking before we came on too, first century Christians living in Rome. Boy, those were hard times now.
Yeah.
We hadn't seen hard times compared to what they went through.
Government had total control.
And Rome was horrible. The best thing they were good at was killing people. They did that real well. The second best thing they were good at was building infrastructure.
Roads.
They built miles and miles of roads. Some of them are still
used.
exist.
I was going to say still today.
Those aqueducts and things. But those very roads that they built were the pathways that the apostles and the early Christians used
To
spread the gospel.
all over the known world. So, God can use even Facebook, social media, whatever. He can use those avenues to spread the gospel. So we'll keep on there. If they censor us, so be it. But
just make sure to remind people to share it,
right.
because whatever other ways that we've got to go about getting it out there.
That's the main reason I brought it all up at the beginning, is just to remind our listeners to share that content. Share it, get it out on your social media. Copy and paste it and text it to somebody. Do whatever, anywhere you watch us, like it and share it and get it out. I tell you, I got rid of Facebook. I said that.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I've noticed a noticeably difference
In yourself.
in myself.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, much calmer, much, not all this garbage coming at me nonstop.
Yeah.
Well, I tried to gain the time that I was spending on social media, so I downloaded or got it to where I could figure out how much time I was spending on there, and it was just a mess. But I did take a little bit off of you, thinking, just let's try to make a conscious effort to spend less
it's
time.
a time
on there.
suck. It's a time
It
suck.
is, yeah.
Well, we made a new rule. I guess I
Yeah.
took my authority as the patriarch in the
Mhm.
family, and we made a rule that if you get in my car, and this is because I got 5 grandkids and they ride with us a lot, and I said when we get in the car, now if we're going to Florida and it's a long trip,
Yeah.
there may be some
Watch the movies. or
Exceptions.
watch
whatever.
the movie,
Yeah.
but I said when we get in the car and ride, phones off.
Yeah, that's good.
Because everybody had got in there, and as soon as they get in, they're playing a game or something.
Yeah.
And first time we did this last week, we had the best conversation.
Yeah.
That's good.
Everybody was talking.
We do that at the dinner table with no phones at the dinner table. I've heard other people saying don't bring them to the bedrooms, where at night, charge them somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's probably a good.
Right.
The Christians probably ought to be thinking now how can we practically use this technology and not let it use us.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, a thought just crossed my mind, and I know we just talked about Facebook a minute, or at the opening talking about things, but you mentioned something Sunday to me, and I took it differently than, after, our angst and everything, Cole, of talking over the weekend from the things that happened last week. But I'm just want to make the point that, your idea to me spurred me to say, I'm not gonna give in to that.
Yeah.
I'm going to use it for good. I'm going to use it for good. So every day, after I finish reading my daily Bible scripture that I get, I immediately have now started posting it.
Yeah.
So I want someone, it's going to be, I'm going to use it as a useful tool. Now I'm not going to get on there because I don't have to.
Right. Yeah.
I can post that verse without ever having to get on there.
Well, and just call it what it is. I mean, if you don't like Facebook, you can take advantage. It's like the Roman road.
That's right.
Right.
You don't have to get on there and gossip and say bad things and get angry.
Right.
You can spread the gospel.
Yep.
Well, I deleted the app off my phone this week
Yeah.
because I'm not being a part of it really, but I will still use it to.
Right.
Yeah, somebody put this one. I think my wife sent this to me. It says social media killed the value of friendship, morals, and relationships and privacy. I don't know if I'd go quite that far, but that's definitely something to think about.
It can do it.
Yeah, it is a mess, but we can still use it though. I think
Right.
that's a good point. Thank you for watching these clips from our latest episode of The Essential Truth. If you want to watch the full episode, just click the link in the description. It'll take you to our YouTube page. If you like our podcast, be sure to click the subscribe button and also click the bell. That way you get notified every time we put out a new episode. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you soon on The Essential Truth.